We got a lot of stories to get into today, including Brodie Lee taking several digs at Vince McMahon throughout the night and Daniel Bryan putting himself in quarantine. So let's get into it. WWE has been losing a lot of top-tier talent to AEW. And when you look at it, AEW has really been putting them to great use. Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, Jake Roberts, Cody Rhodes, Jake Hager, Shawn Spears, Matt Hardy, Jim Ross, and Brodie Lee are just some of the WWE names that have switched over. One of the biggest names to come over recently is, of course, Brodie Lee, formerly known as Luke Harper in WWE. In just 2 weeks at AEW, we've got to see more of Lee's personality than we ever got from him while he was in WWE. If you can remember, Harper wasn't given much to work with. His WWE character barely even spoke, so it was extremely hard to get fans to have any real reaction towards him. He would just say, yeah, several times during his matches, and just have very limited and rare promos for the WWE. Lee wanted to leave the WWE a long time ago, was not shy about voicing his frustrations with the WWE, even while he was still on the roster. His contract was set to expire, but WWE froze his contract and added several more months to the contract due to injury, and that only made him even more frustrated with the company. Harper then returned to television in late 2019 alongside Rowan in a main event feud with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Some thought that Harper returning in a feud like this was a clear indicator that he had resigned with the WWE, but that wasn't the case at all. He still didn't sign the extension with the WWE and was removed from WWE television shortly after that. He was finally released a few months later, and everyone knew he would eventually end up at AEW. AEW had been teasing the Exalted One, and everyone had their theories for this big mystery reveal. The most popular theory was that Matt Hardy was the Exalted One, but that wasn't the case. It was revealed to be Brodie Lee, and he had already been up to a lot within his few weeks in the company. Lee appeared to diss Vince McMahon several times throughout the night. Mr. Daniels, I assure you, you are not the first out-of-touch old man to not believe me. That was the line Lee dropped, and that was a directed reference to Vince McMahon being the other out-of-touch old man that didn't believe in him. Not only that line, but fans think the entire dinner segment was an entire Vince McMahon parody as well. More specifically, the sneezing. It was a story that came out a while back, but basically it explains that Vince McMahon hates sneezing. He thinks it's something that can be controlled, so he gets offended when people sneeze in front of him and can't control it. The story claims that he has scolded several people because of this sneezing situation and his issues with it. So Brodie Lee lashing out at someone for simply sneezing in front of him definitely looks like another shot at Vince McMahon. Even with Matt Hardy, it seems that AEW did more with showing off his broken persona than WWE ever did with it. Matt just seemed more comfortable and delivered a great back-and-forth promo with Chris Jericho. So in only a few weeks, it looks like we got a lot more from both Lee and Matt Hardy that we never had the chance to see from them in WWE. In other news, Brie Bella, wife of Daniel Bryan, recently had some scary news to share about Daniel Bryan. We talked about how Roman Reigns has quite the compromised immune system for everything going on right now, but he isn't the only one at all. Brie Bella revealed that Daniel Bryan has quite the compromised immune system as well, and she worries for him working in Orlando right now, which is at the start of shutting the city down. Brie Bella had this to say during the Bella Twins' recent podcast. But I have to say my husband is still working, and he's in Orlando right now. And granted, he's working. He has a job, but it makes me really nervous. My husband has an autoimmune disease. He's fought asthma really bad when he was young. He was always sick when he was a kid, and I'll admit, I lost sleep last night. I was kind of like, I'm grateful my husband is still employed, but at the same time, I'm really scared that he's just out there. I just pray so much for him that he stays healthy and all that, but it's like this weird tug of war. Brie Bella also revealed that Daniel Bryan will be quarantined when he comes home and will be tested just to be safe, since they do have a daughter at home and Brie herself is also pregnant. And I feel bad because he's over there, and when he comes home, we're going to have him be put into a hotel, and our naturopathic Dr. Jane, he's going to kind of work with Bryan to see if we see symptoms before he comes home to Bird and I. That could be weeks. And when he left yesterday or the day before, I was just like, it could be 3 weeks until I see you. And it's just sad. But thank goodness for technology, FaceTime, and all that. It's also being reported that WWE is taping several shows in advance, and even big shows like WrestleMania are also being done well in advance just to be safe. This will give superstars some more time off, and WWE will reevaluate the entire situation in a few weeks, and they'll take it from there. What are your thoughts on Daniel Bryan being isolated once he returns home? And were you a fan of Brodie Lee dissing Vince McMahon several times throughout the night in AEW? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any new videos, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.